Very good evening, friends. A very happy Gudi Padwa to everyone and Happy New Year. We're going to continue with our learning of Ferrum Metallicum in today's session also. Yesterday, we have learned certain aspects of the remedy. We have learned two cases along with few important features from Alinsky notes regarding the Ferrum Metallicum. Today, I will going to share two more cases. One case was interesting. A patient, 35 years male, who was under allopathic treatment for the tuberculosis of lungs since 4 months. He started getting diarrhea and occasional vomiting since the treatment has started. Doctor have given him many medicines. They have given him even the lactobacillus, the multivitamins, the B complex. They are considering it might be because of the ATT treatment and he is not tolerating it, but there was no option and he was there, continued with that. He has become so weak because of that. So actually what should happen? Actually, whenever we start the ATT to the patient who is having tuberculosis, within first 3 weeks, the patient starts improving. In this patient, the cough has stopped, everything is stopped, but there is no weight gain because he used to get off and on the diarrhea. And diarrhea was having few characteristics. He used to sleep very early, around 9 o'clock, but at the midnight, he used to get up because he used to get a tremendous urging for stool and he has to run for closet. Every day, either this diarrhea happens or occasionally there was vomiting and which was of acidic nature. And everyone was considering it is because of the strong anti-tubercular medicines this is happening. He told me that, doctor, whenever I'm taking the food, I'm eating something, I'm taking lunch or dinner, all of a sudden there is a sudden I felt that I will get the vomit and I used to go to the basin, I used to vomit. And when it happens, I feel better. But thereafter, I feel too hungry. I just wash my mouth and sits again on table and I goes on eating again. I'm having good appetite, but my weight is not improving. There is tremendous appetite with him. So this was interesting. He was looking pale and exhausted. So there are few characteristics with which I have approached. First was that diarrhea at midnight, vomiting at midnight, then vomiting generally of a sour acidic. Then there was one characteristic was present that he used to get a vomiting whenever he was eating or drinking. That was characteristic. And same is true for same modality was there for the diarrhea also. There is a voracious appetite, tremendous appetite, but he is losing the fish. So the Ferrum was having a tubercular miasm in background, having this characteristic modality. So I have prescribed him Ferrum Metallicum 200, 3 doses. And I was observing him. The day I have given Ferrum Metallicum 200, I asked him to meet me after 3-4 days. He met me after 4 days. He said there is no vomiting or diarrhea after consuming those 3 pudi you have given me. And he was happy. Then I had discontinued. I have not given him medicine. I asked him just meet me every weekly. And I was following his progress. Steadily, he started gaining the weight. His appetite was already there, but he was not getting the weight, which he started gaining the weight. And within a span of first month, he has put on nearly about 4 kg of weight. That was interesting. The remedy has worked at all level, basically. This tubercular miasm is very marked. This is remedy from tubercular to syphilitic, but tubercular is more marked with this specific remedy. So Ferrum Metallicum is the remedy which is very defecting constitutional remedy. Must think of in tubercular patients. Second case was a small child, 4 years, female. She was looking a reddish face with weakness and she was coughing. Her mother told me that she is having since 1 month she is coughing. It is dry cough. But doctor, interesting thing is that she used to cough only daytime. So modality struck to my mind, euphrasia. Euphrasia has daytime cough. But there was no state of euphrasia. Euphrasia has a cough, but euphrasia has a creed lacrimation. Euphrasia has a bland choroida. Nothing was there. Euphrasia is an acute remedy. The state is not acute. In this case, it was since 1 month. So I asked, what else you get? And one more thing she told. Whenever she lies down at night, after that she never coughs. When she wakes up at morning, then cough starts again. And whole day she was coughing. One more interesting thing that lady told. Doctor, she used to cough a lot. We feel that she will get the vomiting. But whenever she starts eating, her cough stops. That is another characteristic which I have got. Then I asked what else, and I asked what's your name, and little bit hoarse voice was there. So hoarseness was there, and when I asked whether it is her original voice, she said no. This is since cough she was coughing. This hoarseness is continuously there, and then that child, 4 years child, she told doctor, whenever I'm coughing, I get pain over here. I used to get a neuralgic pain. I used to get she talked in Marathi. She said, I get मला चमक निघते इथं मी खोकायला लागली की मला चमक निघते. That was very interesting in her case. So flushed face with a pallor. Second important thing, cough during daytime. I was thinking of euphrasia, but when I compared, I got the another medicine, Ferrum Met over there. Then third modality was very characteristic in her case. That is the cough ameliorated by lying down, cough ameliorated by eating. Very characteristics of Ferrum Met. Then I opened the Materia Medica, and when I was reading to the Borix Materia Medica, I got these two symptoms. The hoarseness of voice was marked. And one more feature, that pain in occiput while cupping is another characteristic of the Ferrum Metallicum. So Ferrum Met was fixed. So I started her on Ferrum Met 36 doses, 3 doses on day 1, 3 doses on next day. I said, meet me after a week. And again, Ferrum Met 30 has shown very good result. Nearly about 70% cough has settled. So I asked to that I have given, instead of 30, I have given 200 3 doses after a week. And she improved immediately after 200. Very fast recovery has happened with the Ferrum Met. So we never think of Ferrum Met. We think Ferrum Met as an iron tonic. We may consider Ferrum Met as an homeopathic iron. So it's not like that. It is not a medicine used in this way. The medicine is used on the basis of symptom similarity. And that's why we must know the Ferrum Metallicum picture. Half of the picture we have finished in yesterday's lecture. Let us go ahead with the Ferrum Metallicum. We'll finish this remedy in today's session. I think we have discussed about the hemorrhagic diathesis, bright red blood, and coagulates easily, like ferrum phos, like ipecac, like the phosphorus. This is the tendency of the Ferrum Metallicum, that hemorrhagic tendency. Let us go ahead regarding the GI features, the regurgitation and eructations of food in mouthfuls. Very typical, the regurgitation. It is a good remedy for such types of acid peptic trouble or reflux esophagitis. But whatever comes out in eructations is a big quantity of ingested food. without any nausea. Characteristic is that without nausea. If it is with nausea, you can think of ipecac, but without nausea, this is there. Alumina is one more remedy where you get such types of feature, but alumina, it is associated with obstinate constipation, marked constipation. Canine hunger or loss of appetite, both things. Either there is too much hunger or either there is total loss of appetite with extreme dislike for all food. If there is a aversion or loss of appetite, there is dislike for the food. See the vomiting, the feature is very important in this. There is one modality which is there with this remedy that yesterday's case we have discussed. The egg intolerance is very characteristic with this. Vomiting immediately after midnight of ingesta as soon as food is eaten. So immediately after the midnight, vomiting after midnight, characteristic italics given in italic. Vomiting of ingesta, so whatever food has consumed, it comes out immediately. Vomiting leaves table suddenly and with one effort vomits everything eaten, can sit down and eat again. This is very typical feature of the Ferrum Metallicum. They gets a urge for vomit, they goes, runs over there, vomits, and immediately comes and again eats. That is typical with the Ferrum Metallicum. One should not forget this. The vomiting is sour, vomiting is acidic, like lycopodium, like sulfuric acid, like naxomica. Diarrhea. Diarrhea is undigestible stools at night. Diarrhea while eating or drinking. Whenever patient is eating or drinking, he gets an urge to pass the stools, like croton tea. Diarrhea is painless with a good appetite. And diarrhea of consumptives. Consumptives means those who are having tuberculosis. Consumption is word which is used for the tuberculosis. Kshay rog. We used to call it in Marathi kshay. Consumption means kshay. Putting down the weight is consumption. So this is very interesting that these people used to put down their weights because of tuberculosis. Then constipation. If the diarrhea is there, otherwise constipation is there from intestinal atony, that is intestine is not showing a movement, paralytic ileus. Ineffectual urging, stools hard, difficult, followed by backache or cramping pain in the rectum. Constipation with prolapse recti of children. Constipation with itching of at night. So this is very typical. Either there is a diarrhea or either there is a constipation. One of it. It is not alternate diarrhea and constipation like a podophyllum or like an axomica. It is either patient has constipation, either patient has the diarrhea. Always feels better by walking slowly about. This is general modality of this drug. Whatever the complaints are there, the patient feels better by walking slowly. That is very typical with this remedy. Backache is there, patient feels better by slow walking. If there is a pain in abdomen, which is where also the patient feels better by slow walking. So all complaints feels better by slowly walking. Although weakness obliges the patient to lie down. Weakness prostration is so much that patient obliged to lie down. See the next respiratory symptoms, very important. The cough only in daytime like euphrasia, relieved by lying down and relieved by eating like spongia. Spongia is one more remedy where the cough is ameliorated by eating. Spongia, it is very dry cough, croaking cough, and you can listen that sound of spongia. You can very easily prescribe the spongia. Breathing is as if a patient is breathing through the sponge. That typical feeling is there with the sponge. The dropsy after loss of vital fluids, dropsy, abuse of quinine, suppressed intermittent. This is one more remedy. After the carbovage, the cinchona, the pulsatilla, this is one more remedy where there is suppressed intermittent fever, producing a dropsy. Very, very, very important essential remedy. So dropsy after loss of vital fluids, abuse of quinine, suppressed intermittent fever, carbovage and cinchona. Relationship, complementary to alumina and cinchona. These are two remedies which are complementary. This is a remedy. One more remedy which is added over there in Borix Mata Remedica, that is the hemamelis, complementary alumina, cinchona, and hemamelis. These are three remedies complementary to this Ferrum Metallica. Next sentence, which is just those who are students, they should make a star over there. This is a MCQ. Cinchona, the vegetable analog, follows well in nearly all diseases, acute or chronic. So, which is remedy is the vegetable analog of Ferrum Metallicum? It is cinchona. You must know. It is also complementary as well as vegetable analog. Should never be given in syphilis, always aggravate the condition. This is Allen's understanding. This remedy generally having a sorosyphilitic aspect. The tubercular miasm, whenever present, and if patient is having a syphilis, the sora in that medicine or soric part miasm in that medicine stimulates the syphilis to increase. That's why the very specifically the Ferrum Met, it should not be given specifically the syphilis is there. This is because this is sorosyphilitic remedy. Aggravation at night, aggravation at rest, especially at while sitting still. So whenever a patient is sitting still, there is an aggravation. Patient is having aggravation at night, midnight, aggravation at rest. Amelioration by walking slowly about, and amelioration in summer. So summer amelioration. Summer aggravation is podophyllum. Here summer amelioration is there. Protontic, summer aggravation is there. Here summer amelioration is there. Action is 50 days. Very deep acting remedy. Second important thing, inimical. Inimical is acetic acid. Acetic acid should not be given prior to the Ferrum Met or after the Ferrum Met. Very important remedy relationship which has been mentioned over there. So mention it on your book regarding the Ferrum Met. So this is a wonderful remedy. One must study it from Borix Mata Remedica because lot of details about this remedy are mentioned by Boric over there. Even Nash has mentioned very nicely regarding this remedy. He has mentioned two remedies at a time with same explanation, Ferrum Metallicum and Ferrum Aceticum. And yesterday I told you the book that is Ferrum Metallicum, my experiences with the Ferrum Metallicum by Dr. Rajesh Shah. It's a wonderful book. One must read it. So that's all regarding the Ferrum Met. Tomorrow we'll meet with next remedy and we'll continue with our this session. Second thing, tomorrow is the World Homeopathic Day, Hanuman Day. So best wishes to all of you on the occasion of that. So I expect that everyone will study like Hanuman and everyone will follow the path of Hanuman to go ahead. Vrushali madam, she has asked, please explain firmness of Ferrum Met. Ferrum Met firmness, they are decision making. They never immediately lose the things. That is Ferrum Metallicum. Whatever they decides, they goes on doing that. They remain fixed with their thoughts. They never immediately yield like the pulsatilla. Pulsatilla is a yielding remedy. Ferrum is firm. They never shows immediately the yielding. That is the Ferrum firmness is there. What are average days of gap for menses? Average is generally 21 days to 35 days generally. It is a general range depending upon every female. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time with one more new remedy. Good night.